Ladies and gentlemen, it's Sherman Wright here again, reporting on behalf of Unite the Union at the rally for a future in Ballymena at Broadway Bandstand here. I do not need to hesitate to restate the fact that the employment situation in Ballymena, as far as the recent announcement of the loss of jobs in the Michelin and the JTI factories, is going to have a massive effect on the retail sector, the educational sector, and in fact the youth sector of Ballymena, who are trying their best to put their feet onto the ground and perhaps stand and make a stance for themselves as far as the future is concerned. Now, I have here local MLA representative of the Sinn Fein party, Mr. Diathi McKay. Diathi, thank you very much indeed for your time.
Good to see you, Sherman.
Yeah, good to see you too, Diathi, very much indeed. So, Diathi, I'm just going to pop a couple of questions to you here on behalf of the people here who are very interested to find out what the interests are, or what the interests can be from the MLAs in question. Now, obviously, Diathi, being a Stormont MLA, do you feel that Stormont can give any meaningful assurance that will indeed deliver any type of structure to therefore foster small businesses, perhaps maybe support education, maybe retrain a workforce for those affected by this block within our local economy?
Well, I think the approach that the Assembly needs to take and the Executive needs to take needs to be based on perhaps what Michelin itself is doing. They are going to be retraining a number of their employees to ensure that they find work and employment. So I believe this is a fantastic turnout here today. This is a very clear message to the Assembly and the new Executive that will be appointed in May, that the new Minister for the Economy and the new Department for the Economy need to put in place the right number of training places in our local colleges here. They need to ensure that Invest NI is not going to focus too much on FDI for Belfast and the big urban bases, but Invest NI need to deliver for rural areas, and to date they haven't done that.
And Diathi, obviously speaking there in good terms about that there, how energetic do you feel that response can be? Is it an acute response? Is it going to be a long-lasting response? Or is it just a quick fix, perhaps, maybe, just to silence the doubters that the Assembly is actually working on that matter?
Well, Ballymena needs to start thinking for the longer term, because for the past 30 years we've had Gallagher's, we've had Michelin, we've had a strong economic base here in the town centre. We are now facing challenges, we are now facing big changes to the economy in Ballymena, so we need to think long term, we need to think more strategically, and the Executive needs to do the same. And the only way the Executive is going to do that, the only way that all the political parties are going to do that, is by people exerting their power. And we've seen that here today. If people on the streets of Ballymena make their voices heard with the support of people like Liam Neeson, then the politicians will have to sit up and listen.
So, Diathi, having said that there, obviously then, do you feel that there is an answer to help an immediate retail infrastructure by way of rates relief and perhaps maybe a lowered rent to obviously provide some type of incentive for smaller business to perhaps maybe invest in Ballymena to create jobs for the lower part of the employment sector, obviously not having the higher skilled and the higher paid jobs by larger factories and manufacturers concerned in the town?
I hosted a meeting here in the Town Hall in Ballymena a couple of weeks ago on the issue of rates relief, because there's a consultation that has just closed into that matter. And the fact of the matter here is that rates are extortionate for many small traders, and it's putting a number of businesses to the wall. So rates need to be looked at on the whole, because I believe that small businesses, that small shops cannot continue to take in this massive overhead year in, year out. So we need to reform the rate system, I believe, but certainly in the short term there needs to be rates relief for those businesses that are struggling, that have small profit margins.
Well, Diathi, on behalf of myself here, obviously Sherman Wright, on behalf of Unite the Union and the rally for work in Ballymena, I would like to thank you very much indeed in your Sinn Fein party, and carry on the good work, sir. Thank you.
Sherman, keep up the good work.